Dynamics have changed since Iowa.
Well, in fact, General Clark told us the night of the caucus that he's staying on the message that had been working for him in New Hampshire. He has a stump speech that highlights 4 values, including faith and inclusiveness. But when I talk to senior aides in the campaign, they tell me they will continue with that, as well as adding increased emphasis on Clark's background. Now, he didn't make very much money in the military, and he had to deal with a lot of economic concerns. So they think that this will appeal to the average voter and also differentiate himself from Senator Kerry. But also, again, most obvious is that General Clark is holding a press conference with New Hampshire veterans today in Portsmouth. So between Kerry and Clark, I think those VFW and American Legion posts should be covered in New Hampshire.
All right, Dougal, Edwards is in South Carolina today, where they do not vote until February 3rd, as you know. Can he afford to be down there when Wesley Clark has been in New Hampshire now for 3 weeks, I believe?
Well, it's true he's got to spend some time in New Hampshire, but on the other hand, South Carolina is clearly his must-win state. This is a state that he's born in. This is a state that proves what he claims is that one of his major advantages, that he says he could win in the South where other Democrats couldn't. He's also hoping to pick up perhaps some of the support of Gephardt supporters here in South Carolina, where Gephardt had some organization and where the stances on trade of both Gephardt and Edwards may have something in common. And I asked him about that just a minute ago out here in Greenville, South Carolina, and he said, sure, I'm hoping for that. Now, he's hoping for a bump coming out of Iowa, both in New Hampshire and in South Carolina, but he's going to spend time every day in New Hampshire, even though he's got quick trips on the side here. He also compared himself to Clark when we were talking to him in his hotel suite while he was waiting for the returns in the Iowa caucus just on Tuesday evening. And he pointed out that while he looks forward to running against Clark, that running a tough race teaches you something about something, and that so far General Clark hasn't run in a race or won a single vote. Now, as far as that bump goes from Iowa, one of the first signs that perhaps there may be a bump is that since the Iowa caucuses in just a 24-hour period, the campaign says they raised the most money they've raised yet, $250,000.
All right, Dougal McConnell with Senator Edwards, Marissa Buchanan with the General Clark campaign. Thank you both. It is right now 36 minutes past the hour, coming up at 47 past. MSNBC's Dan Abrams weighs in on the venue change for Scott Peterson's trial and what's next in that Martha Stewart case.
And we turn our attention